I'll just start right off here and then maybe have some random thoughts at the end. But a couple days ago, I was out at a bar, and different bar, and chatting with a different random dude than I mentioned in my past video. But this guy was about my age and was going along with the crypto conversation and was just kind of open and curious about what they were and what my enthusiasm with them is. But near the end of the conversation, he asked when I'd bought something or done something significant recently with them other than just buy and hoard, which that's a complaint I've lamented myself even in past videos, and I'm impatient with waiting for these to be more widespread and be able to use them daily on a general basis. And I just had to pause, and well, let me think. So then the timing was perfect. I logged into my email, and which I'm actually pretty lazy about, something I don't do all the time. And some guy who had watched one of my videos before, All Things High, what's up, said the Shift card can use Ethereum. So I was pretty stoked about that. I've heard of Shift before, but never really looked into it. I've seen a couple videos where people say they've used it, but again, didn't really pursue that. So I logged back onto Coinbase, which I haven't used for a while, because I do think they kind of have high fees. I mean, it's not much, it's whatever. But back when I left, they were needing more personal info and asking why you were transferring Bitcoin out and adjusting daily limits and stuff. And there was speculation they couldn't cover their Bitcoin or some kind of rumors. And that was like 6 months-ish ago, at least, if you remember that. So I was like, whatever. I mean, now I don't really care about any of that, but back at the time, it kind of pissed me off. I was like, whatever. So anyway, I logged back into Coinbase, juiced up that account, got the Shift card. So I don't have it yet, but that was a couple days ago. I'm anticipating it any day, and I'm actually pretty enthusiastic about it. Side note with this was, even at a high point at the time, I bought Ether at 64 per Ether on Coinbase plus its little fee. And I could have sent some, but whatever. I just wanted to click and just have some on Coinbase instantly, so whatever. But, I mean, I wasn't really concerned about what the price was at the time. At the time, it was like 64. I'm just like, whatever. And it went up anyway, so I'm happy with that. But I'm not really concerned, and even if it had gone down, I wouldn't really care, because I'm putting value into an appreciating asset long term. But that was cool. And I don't really worry about Ethereum tanking the way Bitcoin can tank. Bitcoin just scares me. I've mentioned that before, and the reward just isn't worth the risk to me. I mean, Ethereum's a surer bet in my mind. But yeah, I bought high, and then it went higher, so hell yeah. Plus, the fees on Coinbase are worth it just for the conversation piece. Like, I'm going to use this thing. It's like next time somebody is like, put your money where your mouth is, when's the last time you used some Ethereum? I'm going to be like, bam, now, I just used it. So anytime I'm at a whole store with a human at the point of purchase, I'm totally going to be like, hey, bud, I just paid you with Ethereum. And they'll be like, what? I'll be like, yeah, dude, it's cool. Check it out. And then they'll probably think I'm a moron. But, hey, they might remember that interaction, in a year or two and think, hey, some guy I met was using that and thought it was sweet, so maybe I'll check it out. And that's what it's all about, right? So, I mean, spread the word. The only not sheer awesome thing with the Shift card, which I don't see any way around, and I certainly don't hold against the card company, Coinbase, by any means, it's technically a trade, an invisible hand, if you will, converts the Ether to dollars to then pay in dollars. But it's the best I've heard of for general use so far. If you know something better, let me know, because merchants don't generally accept cryptos. If they did, we wouldn't need a Shift card, and the world would be rosy, etc. Which is exactly what I'll say to any random person who calls me on that. Like, well, you actually paid in dollars. It's like, yeah, I know, I wish I didn't have to, but it's the best I can do. Now, check out Ethereum and see why I'm stoked, you fool. But, I recommend anybody else who can to do the same. I mean, and to anybody who can survive solely off Ethereum, you know, like Ethereum neat, if you will. I mean, I salute you. Um, Time to wake up the world, man. Next thing, the other day, I thought Crypto did a really good video. I think it was Friday, mentioning the departure from R3 of JP Morgan. And he gets the scoops like early and is wired into this stuff. I've said before, he's a good go-to guy. I think he's really getting like the crypto channel, like name brand going here. And he definitely saves me time. Like I read some article on CoinDesk and thought like, ooh, what's going on here? I'll check it out. And then I log on to YouTube and like he already did a video about it like hours ago. I'm like all right, man, cool. He also mentioned, you know, the linking of all computational power and big data and maybe like the singularity, which I always think is gnarly and probably a crazy enough to be true. But more importantly, I liked how he said in this video that I'll put the link to, you really shouldn't panic sell ever, at least with Ethereum, and it seems like across the board with most of these cryptocurrencies. And with Ethereum, like I've said before, and I still believe, I think Ethereum's doing exactly what Bitcoin did. Like, it's going up. Like, hell, I just said I bought some on the way up, and I'll buy again at any price right now or in the near future. Andreas Antonopoulos had said in a past video I've seen was, just pick a day to add funds and don't sit there and watch it and make yourself nervous. Like, he was like, I'll just put money in on Tuesday and I'm not going to look at my balance and don't care about it. Just like come back in 6 months or a year and be like, sweet. I mean, even if it goes down, I mean, how much did you buy? I mean, unless you have some gambling impulse that is stressing you, and which means you're just going to be feeding other people that have some more patience than you. I mean, so what if it was like $52 and then it went down to 48? It's like, oh man, did you get screwed? It's like, no, what's $4 per every $52? Unless you bought a couple entire ethers, it's fairly negligible, and it's going to go up anyway. Like, it's going up fast. It has never not been going up fast. Like, when on the Ethereum timeline, since like March, since it like started taking off, like, when could you have lost money if you just would have sat on it for like a week? It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's just like going steady up. So, I mean, if you bought a little amount, it shouldn't be enough to stress you, even if you bought at like the exactly wrong second or something. And if you're buying and selling a lot within a short time, that's just dumb anyway, so I don't know what to say to you. And I mean, if anything, I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball in the sense that the price is going up and I love it, but the buying of Ethereum on the super cheap is going away. It's like I said in a different video, I mean, at any given time in general, it's pretty much the highest it's ever been and probably the lowest it'll ever be. It's like, I don't care if it does drop after I buy some. It's like on the multi-year plan, it's going up. And right now, I mean, even a couple days ago, whenever I did my last video, it was like taken off and like it went up to like 55 or like 58 or something. I mean, it just jumped up to like 70 here, which I mentioned there, like some exchange had gone down, people were ready to pay 70. Now it's at like high 60, 70s. Some of the exchanges have it at like 80. I mean, it's going to 100 and soon, and I think it's going fast. I mean, what if it does turn around, tank back down to 60 or something? It's like, I don't care. I mean, the world sees, it's like, this is undervalued, it's going up. It's like, I don't think Ethereum's even like 1% of capitalization it's going to be. And I think that could happen fairly soon. It's like not like a month or two, but again, I'm thinking in the term of like maybe 2 years, or like have some patience to see. I mean, I think it's got a long way to go just up before anything happens. And I mean, just like Bitcoin, the new high is always topped relatively soon, unlike the Bitcoin path. And I mean, I've heard some tentative predictions of like, will Ether hit $100 this year? in one of my earlier videos, like I didn't quite want to be like an idiot hype insider when I agreed with a crypto portfolio. I was kind of tentative, like I could see 200, 250, but it's like now that we've seen it jump a couple times this year, it's like I don't think it's going back to 20, 30, 40, 50, probably even 60 at this point. I mean, it could do a little like sell off, but just to re-swoop it up. I mean, I don't see it going back down to 50 now that people know there's a massive market of people willing to buy it at 75 to 80. I mean, who would sell it off and not buy it at 50, even to 60? I mean, like, I think the market figures this out faster now. It's like Bitcoin kind of set the pattern over the last couple of years, but now it starts going. I mean, it doesn't stop. I mean, it's on like the Bitcoin path with like speed set to like 2, 3, or 4 times. It's like I think it's gonna get moving, and I definitely feel pretty comfortable thinking it's gonna blow $100 per Ether out of the water this year. It's like, I mean, it's April, like really, in essentially a month, it went from like where was it, like 15 or 17 at like the March ETF thing, and then like it's just not turning around. Like that's in like a month it went up like $50 a share, and I mean, whatever. I mean now, I mean, 100 in Ether, even like the 250 in Ether. I mean, that's looking real easy right now. It's like I think 100's the next threshold to blast to with it. I mean, by the end of the year, like I don't know what it's going to do, but I mean, all of a sudden 200, 250, I mean, that seems surprisingly realistic right now, and probably a low guess. I mean, the future's crazy, but Ethereum's got some momentum. Something I want to reiterate that I've said in a past video, but if I keep repeating myself, it's because I keep hearing something I don't agree with and it keeps bothering with me. So today's gripe is for people who want Bitcoin to stay the same, like a monolithic gold, like a store of value. You know, you might buy your coffee with Ethereum or Dash or Monero or Ripple or NEM or Pivx or Torcoin, Zcash, Botcoin, Peercoin, whatever, but oh heavens, like Bitcoin is for major value transactions. It's like it will be the stable new gold peg. It's like don't burden the blocks or the miners with your worthless like piss pittance transactions. You unwashed simpletons. It's like the hell with that. It's just rationalizing what's wrong with Bitcoin. I've said before, cryptos are unlike any currency we've ever seen as a species. It's like just remaking gold is why cryptos are taking off, and just making a new gold seems like an inherent self-imposed handicap. I mean, to say Bitcoin will be a store of value and other coins will be for the mundane microtransactions, why? They're capable of doing both, plus a lot more. It's like plus stuff that we probably haven't even thought of yet. I mean, plus stuff I haven't thought of for sure. I mean, every day I find out they can do more stuff I haven't thought of. I mean, a stable, usable coin will get widespread adoption, and I don't think we need a zillion wild-priced coins pegged to Bitcoin. It's like we needed Bitcoin to do what we want it to do, or get out of like Ethereum's way, is my opinion. Maybe some better option will come out in the future or something, but now it seems to me like hop on Ethereum and do whatever we want. I mean, I guess I'm just generally fatigued with hearing like all these can-do, smarter-than-me people like telling me what we can't do and to calm down and take it, because every new technological or scientific advance is overhyped, and now that we've had some nice daydreams, it's time for dull, boring reality to set in, and we get bogged down in second or third rate contentment because any single coin can't be all things to all people, and we have to choose and specialize, and like I'm not buying it. It's like I don't know the answer. If I did, I'd be a rich guy not sitting here. But to me, all this comparison to chunks of metal we've been using for 100,000 years and what we can't do is horse shit. I mean, it's like, why can't one cryptocurrency do everything we want it to do? it's like Ethereum seems pretty damn close. So that's that. Some parting acknowledgments. Yeah, I did say I logged into my email for the first time in a while, and wow, like subscribers and like people seeing my videos. I'm shocked that they got more than a few views and more likes than dislikes. I know they're not great, and honestly, I don't have much interest in improving them. I easily get overwhelmed and think my time is getting nickel and dimed from me with checking accounts and tech fiddling. I'm not too incredibly tech learned, though I have started looking at some JavaScript, and I would like to understand more about the internet in general, how things work, be able to at least read a smart contract and like know what's going on. I do think it is fascinating, and so far there's a lot of material to learn, but it's not struck me as particularly difficult. So I am pretty optimistic. I'll throw some shouts out like, hey Bashal, Matt, Sanjit, Girvan, if you're actually watching this, what's up? All things high, thanks for the suggestion of the shift card at like the perfect moment. Midnight Rider and some others courteously inquiring as to open comments. I'll open it up, see what happens. Again, no promises as far as replies, so don't hold silence against me, please. And with that, thanks for checking these out, and I'll promise I'll quit when I have no more complaints to rant about. So, thank you.